Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can take your image from looking like this to looking like this by only adding 2 lights. First, I just want to dive a bit deeper into the post that I did last week. That post is the basis for this video. You guys really loved it, so I wanted to show some practical examples of how you can achieve the same lighting setup. All you have to do is understand the basic concept of light, and you can use it to your advantage to completely change the quality of your image. Now for this video right now, I'm using the exact same lighting setup that I used to get those images. In the caption for that post, I spoke about the 3 main types of lighting you can use. There's natural light, artificial light, and practical lights. Now, natural light comes from the sun. It's pretty much any light source that doesn't come from, say, a light this way or a light this way. It comes directly from the sun. You can get really great natural light by standing near a window if you're inside, or by filming at certain times during the day if you're outside. The goal when using natural light in most circumstances is we want it to be a really soft light source. Now, the natural light from the sun is at its softest, most diffused point during a time called golden hour. Now, this is when the sun is on an angle that it actually has to travel across the most amount of atmosphere to get to you. This means it's soft, it's diffused, and it's that golden effect from the sun that really makes images look good. Now, artificial light is light that has been added for the purpose of taking a photo or video. It comes from added light sources like this one to my left or this one to my right. And these are added for the purpose of making a photo be well lit in the absence of sun or as an alternative to using the sun. Where I am right now, it's quite a sunny day, but I've actually put down all my blinds to stop the natural sunlight so I can have more control over the environment that I'm shooting in. Practical light refers to existing light sources already in the environment prior to you wanting to go take a photo or a video. These can include light sources such as lamps or lights that are already in the roof, or even my neon sign. So a shout out to my friends at Electric Confetti for hooking me up with the coolest neon sign I've ever seen in my life. Arguably, lighting is more important to the overall quality of an image than the camera that you use. You can get a better image using an iPhone in a well-lit scene than you can using a $10,000 DSLR in an environment with very bad lighting. One of the biggest benefits associated with having more light in your environment is the flexibility that you have with camera settings. More light equals the ability to use a lower aperture. The apertures open wider, which creates a shallow depth of field. For this image, I'm at a 2.8 aperture, which means that my background is quite blurred out. It looks much more cinematic and more professional. Having more light also means having the ability to use a lower ISO. So ISO refers to fake light. This can easily be overused in environments with bad lighting, and the image falls apart. It becomes noisy and grainy, and it just doesn't look very good. So more light, lower ISO, and overall cleaner image. The most common and simplest lighting pattern is called 3-point lighting. This involves using 3 light sources: a key light, a fill light, and a backlight. A key light is the main source of light on your subject. Ideally, it's positioned at an angle of about 45 degrees. The further back it is, the softer the light will be, but this will also depend on the power of the light source. Better quality lights have more power. With my key light that I'm using for this image, I have it positioned to the left of my camera about 60 centimeters away from my face. And because it's a very high quality light with a lot of power, it's only at about 45% intensity. I'm using a softbox mini to diffuse that light source and make it look softer on my face so it isn't so sharp. So without using my fill light and keeping my camera settings the same, my image looks like this. See, this looks much better. To the right of my face is my fill light. This is an Aputure AL-MC, which I'm using at 100% intensity. The purpose of this fill light is to fill in the shadows that are created by the key light. My fill light is a much smaller light source than my key light, and it's about 90 centimeters away from my body. It also fills in this side of my face, which isn't directly hit by my key light. Without using my fill light, my image looks like this. And this is with the fill light back on. I want to show you guys exactly where I've placed my lights for this video. So just using my iPhone to record this second angle, I've got an Aputure 120D to the right of my camera. So this light source here is being used as my main key light. I'm using a softbox mini and I'm only at about 46% intensity. My fill light is this little fella. It's an Aputure AL-MC, which actually has RGB capabilities, which is super cool. This little light is really versatile, super powerful for its size. It's really handy to just throw in your camera bag, but it's also powerful enough to be used as a fill light. Now for this exact setup, I don't have a dedicated backlight. I've got my office roof light, which has a very warm tone, which actually works quite well to balance the tones from my key and my fill light, which are very cool light sources. It also acts as a rim light, which adds emphasis to the top of my head and further separates me from the background. I'm also positioned about 2 meters from the back wall, which creates a solid distinction between my body and the back wall. This adds further depth of field and makes the image look a lot nicer. I'm also using a lamp that's slightly out of frame for definition, as well as my McLeod Media neon sign, which is on the background. There's a breakdown of my go-to lighting source for my office. It's only a small space, so with a bit more room, I'd probably do things a little different. But it's all about making what you have work, and that's what I've tried to do here, by properly utilizing the light sources, and it makes a huge difference to the professionalism of your content. Good content is important. Social channels are very oversaturated, so it's important to stand out, to grab the attention of your audience, and really drive the message of your content home by making sure that the images are enjoyable to watch. It's about taking that extra step to stand out from the market and really be known for the quality that you put into your work. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway from this video was, and please let me know if there's any other topics you'd like me to cover in the coming weeks. That's it for this video. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you all next week.